ఈరోజు మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇనర్షియా ఆఫ్ ఏరియా గురించి మనం నేర్చుకున్నాం. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ ఏరియా మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇనర్షియా. So area moment of inertia can be defined as product of its area and square of its distance from the reference axis about which the moment of inertia want to calculate. So simply it's a product of area and distance between centroid and reference axis. To understand this moment of inertia concept or the area moment of inertia concept, let us take an arbitrary area. Is an arbitrary area of the object, and it is located in three-dimensional plane. So x is an one axis, that is, let us take a horizontal axis, and y is vertical axis, and z is perpendicular to these two axes. That is perpendicular to x and y axis, right? So this object centroid is located here. Centroid or center of gravity. We know the difference between centroid and centroid, right? So this is a G point, centroid point, or center of gravity point, and which is this G point is y distance from x-axis and x distance from y-axis. It is located y distance from x-axis and x distance from y-axis, and r distance from what, that is perpendicular axis of xy plane, that is z-axis. Okay. To understand this moment of inertia concept, let us take one element strip, elemental strip of rectangular cross section exactly at the center of gravity. Okay, so here we can write elemental area is dA, and moment of inertia of this elemental about the x-axis, that is the horizontal axis. So moment of inertia of elemental about x-axis, that is dIxx, is equal to distance square into area. In the last diagram we saw the distance between x-axis and element is y, so it is y square into d. Y square into d. This is a moment of inertia of element. If you want to calculate moment of inertia of total area, we have to integrate this elemental moment of inertia within the limit. So the moment of inertia of total area Ixx is equal to integral of moment of inertia of element about that same axis. So integral y square dA is a moment of inertia about x-axis. Similarly, moment of inertia of total area about y-axis Iyy is equal to, so integral of distance square into area. Here the distance is x from the y-axis, so x square into area is a moment of inertia about y-axis. Similarly, for the same area we have one more axis, that is z-axis. This is perpendicular to xy plane. So moment of inertia about this z-axis. So the distance between z-axis and this centroid is r. So r square dA is a moment of inertia about z-axis. but this z-axis is perpendicular to the object or xy plane. So that's why this is called polar moment of inertia. So if any moment of inertia is perpendicular to a reference axis is perpendicular to the uh, plane of object contained, that is called polar moment of inertia. Simply polar moment of inertia అంటే ఏంటంటే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఏ ప్లేన్ లో ఉంటుందో ఆ ప్లేన్ కి పర్పెండిక్యులర్ గా ఉన్న యాక్సిస్ ద్వారా మనం మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇనర్షియా ఆర్ యాక్సిస్ దగ్గర మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇనర్షియా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాము. దాన్ని పోలార్ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇనర్షియా అంటారు. Polar moment of inertia. Here r square is equal to x square plus y square. ఇది మనం నెక్స్ట్ డెరివేషన్ లో నేను క్లియర్గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. Right? So this is the moment of inertia concept. So quickly recall this moment of inertia concept. So this is a element area dA. This element is located y distance from x-axis, x distance from y-axis, r distance from z-axis, r distance from z-axis. Then moment of inertia of this object about x-axis is integral distance square, that is y square dA. Y square dA. Moment of inertia about y-axis integral x square dA. Moment of inertia about z-axis integral r square dA. This is a simple concept, right? And one more thing, here we have one more. Going to the next topic, the units of this moment of inertia. One note about this moment of inertia is always positive, irrespective of x, y, and r, x, y values positive and negative and moment of inertia always positive because here we have square. So square of any negative and positive value is equal to positive, right? So the units of moment of inertia are, so x is a distance. Units for x, r, and y is distance. Units are mm, and area units are mm square. Then moment of inertia x square, distance square is mm square, and area is mm square. So mm square into mm square, mm power 4 are the units for moment of inertia. Mm power 4 are the units for moment of inertia. Right. Next topic is radius of gyration. It's a very simple one. Radius of gyration. We can understand this radius of gyration from this diagram. Let us take arbitrary shape A. Again, it's located y distance from x-axis, x distance from y-axis, and r distance from z-axis, r distance from z-axis. So as we know, moment of inertia about x-axis is equal to ix. The value of ix is equal to y square dA. Y square dA. So now I am replacing this entire area, arbitrary area, with one horizontal strip, and the area of the strip is equal to the area of this arbitrary shape or object. సో ఇక్కడ ఏరియా ఏదైతే ఉందో అది సేమ్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ది ప్రీవియస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని టోటల్ ఇలా ఉన్న ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే నేను హారిజాంటల్ స్ట్రిప్ తో రీప్లేస్ చేస్తున్నాను. హారిజాంటల్ స్ట్రిప్ తో రీప్లేస్ చేస్తాను. సో ఈ హారిజాంటల్ స్ట్రిప్ is having the same area of the earlier. Okay, right? So this strip I am placing at a particular distance kxx from the x-axis. At a particular distance kxx from the x-axis. Now, if we calculate the moment of inertia about of this object is Ixx is equal to distance square, that is kxx square into area is A. So moment of inertia is equal to xx square into A. So now I can write kx is equal to square root of Ixx divided by A. Whatever this kxx is nothing but radius of gyration of this object about x is a particular distance. To meet the same value of ixx, I am placing this object exactly at kxx location. So this kxx is nothing but radius of gyration of the object about x-axis. Simply, radius of gyration is a ratio of moment of inertia divided by moment of inertia and area. So radius of gyration is square root of moment of inertia divided by area. Similarly, I can define radius of gyration about y-axis also. Instead of horizontal strip, ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తున్నానంటే నేను ఈ ఏరియాని ఒక వర్టికల్ స్ట్రిప్తో రీప్లేస్ చేస్తున్నాను. సో వర్టికల్ స్ట్రిప్ ఏరియా కూడా సేమ్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ది earlier. It's also the same area of the earlier. It must be, not also, it must be the same area of the earlier. And I am placing this object at a particular distance, that is kyy. This distance is always fixed because to meet iyy, I need to place this object at particular location, that is kyy only. Kyy only. So kyy is equal to square root of ixx divided by iyy divided by area. Kyy is equal to square root of iyy divided by area. So iyy is a moment of inertia of the object about y-axis, and a is the area of the object, and kyy is a radius of gyration of the object about y-axis. Similarly, radius of gyration of the object about z-axis. So it's also called polar radius of gyration. So kzz is equal to square root of izz divided by a. Means at this case, we have to locate our object or area perpendicular to xy plane, and that is exact at a distance of kz. So the general unit for radius of gyration. So from this we can derive the radius of gyration. Units for moment of inertia is mm power 4, and units for area is mm square. So mm power 4 divided by mm square is mm square. Square root of mm square is mm. So units for radius of gyration is mm because it's a distance. Okay. So this is about radius of gyration. And in this moment of inertia concept, we have two theorems. One is perpendicular axis theorem and parallel axis theorem. These two help us to calculate moment of inertia of object at various locations. So, if you see this perpendicular axis theorem, the theorem statement is moment of inertia of an area about any axis perpendicular to its plane. I'm repeating, moment of inertia of an area about any axis perpendicular to its plane, that's also called polar moment of inertia, at any point is equal to the sum of the moment of inertias about any two mutual perpendicular axes through the same point, the plane of the area. Simply, perpendicular moment of inertia or polar moment of inertia is equal to moment of inertias or sum of the moment of inertias about two mutual perpendicular axes. Simply, in the previous diagram, that is in this diagram, so this is the horizontal axis, this is the vertical axis. and we have z-axis vertical perpendicular to these two axes, x and y. Then moment of inertia about this z-axis is equal to moment of inertia about x-axis plus moment of inertia about z-axis. That is the statement of uh, perpendicular axis theory. We have proof for this. If you go to the proof, if you go to the proof, so same object. So the area of the object is A. The area of the object is A, and it is its central gravity is G. Let us consider an element area dA exactly at its central gravity location, and this G of this object is located x from the x-axis. It's a y distance. From the y-axis, it is x distance. From the vertical perpendicular axis, that is perpendicular to this x and y plane, from the vertical axis, which is out from this plane is out from this plane is at r distance. Now from this we can write moment of inertia about this z-axis, that is polar moment of inertia, Izz is equal to, the formula is integral distance square r square into area. So integral distance square into area, that is integral r square dA. This is a polar moment of inertia. And now if you take the triangle OGB, if you take the triangle OGB, from the Pythagoras theorem we can write r square is equal to y square plus OB square, that is OB is nothing but x. So simply r square is equal to this side y square plus one more side x square. Simply hypotenuse square is equal to opposite side square plus adjacent side square if it is theta. Right. So r square is equal to x square plus y square. So if we substitute r square value in the above expression, Izz is equal to integral x square plus y square dA. If you elaborate this term, so Izz is equal to integral x square dA plus y square dA. Integral x square dA plus y square dA. Then Izz is equal to integral x square dA. What's the value of integral x square dA? Distance square into area. So x square is a distance between vertical axis and central line. So this is equal to, this term will become Iyy. So this is y square dA. Y square is the distance between horizontal axis, that is x axis, and central gravity of the object or differential element. So distance square into area. So this is Ixx. This is Ixx and this is Iy. So Izz is simply Ixx plus Iy. So this statement is given this perpendicular axis. Clear? Now the second important theorem we generally use in this moment of inertia concept is parallel axis theorem. Parallel axis theorem. So this parallel axis theorem is saying, the statement of this parallel axis theorem is the moment of inertia of area about any axis in its plane is the sum of the moment of inertia about a parallel axis passing to the centroid of the area, also known as centroidal axis, and the product of area and square of the distance between the two parallel axes. Simply, the moment of inertia about any axis which is parallel to centroidal axis is equal to moment of inertia of centroidal axis plus distance between centroidal axis and parallel axis, square, and area of the object, area of that object. So we'll have a proof for that. So proof of the theorem is, let us take an arbitrary area A, which is located in uh, uh, D distance from AB line, which is located means its center of gravity. Object located means its center of gravity is located this distance from AB line. And here the CD is centroidal axis of this object, which is crossing to the G point, centroid point. To prove the theorem, let us take one differential element or one element whose area is dA and it is located y1 distance from centroidal axis and y distance from AB. There is difference. So these are the credentials what I explained. Okay. Right, ఇవన్నీ ఏంటంటే నేను వేరే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను. Right. Okay. Now, moment of inertia of this object about this AB line we can write. So IAB is distance square into area. So if you want to write a, obviously we write moment of inertia in integral fashion. So IAB is equal to integral distance square into area. Here the distance between element and object is y. Sorry, reference line is y. Distance between element and reference line is y. So integral y square dA, and this y you can write, so y1 plus d. So y is equal to y1 plus d. If you substitute that into your above expression, moment of inertia of the element about moment of inertia of the object about AB is y1 plus d whole square into d. Integral y1 plus b whole square into d. This is look like an a plus b whole square. So if you elaborate a plus b whole square, a square is y1 square, 2ab is 2y1d plus b square, that is d square into d. If you make it separate integrals, so y1 square dA is a first term, 2y1 dA, 2y1 d dA is a second term, and the integral d square dA is a third. Okay, so if you common out the constant here, the one the constant is 2d. So then the integrals are, first integral is, first term is integral y1 square dA plus 2d into y1 square dA plus d square into dA, d square into dA, right? So here, if you think about these terms individually, so the moment of inertia of the area about centroidal axis CD, you can see the that is moment of inertia about this elemental area about the CD. So moment of inertia of this element about the CD line. So distance on perpendicular distance y1 kada, area is d. So integral y1 dA is a moment of inertia of this element about its centroidal axis. Simple words, it moment of inertia of this object about centroidal axis. Moment of inertia of this object about centroidal axis. So that is IZ general notation. So that is y1 square into dA integral, y1 square into dA is integral, because it's a total moment of inertia about centroidal axis. And if you take the y1 dA, that is second term, it's also called the moment of area about its centroidal axis. Moment of area about its centroidal axis. The area is symmetric about the centroidal axis, then y1 dA is equal to 0. That we also learn, that is we understand and we learn in our centroid concept. If any axis is symmetrical about any object is symmetrical about a particular axis, then area moment of inertia moment of area. Sorry, moment of area about that axis is 0. That is integral y1 dA is 0. And also integral dA we can write integral of all element or some of the areas of differential elements is equal to total area. So if we substitute all 4, 5, 6 in our third equation, 4 is IC is equal to integral y1 dA, and 5 is integral y1 dA is equal to 0, 6 is integral dA is equal to 0. And if you substitute in third expression, that is an integral moment of inertia IAB is equal to first term is IC, second term is 0, third term is d square into A, d square into A. So simply it is IAB is equal to IC plus d square. If you see this expression, you can understand. So AB line is parallel to the centroidal line. Then moment of inertia about any parallel axis to centroid, that is IAB is equal to moment of inertia of the object about centroid or centroidal axis plus distance between centroidal axis and parallel axis square into area. This is a statement of our parallel axis. This can be expressed in terms of radius of gyration. So IAB is a moment of inertia about AB. The radius of gyration about AB is nothing but square root of IAB divided by area. From that we can write IAB is equal to KAB square into A. Similarly, IC is equal to KG square into A, because KG is equal to square root of IC divided by A. So if you substitute this IAB is equal to KAB square A, IC is equal to KG square A in our previous expression, that is in this, then KAB square into A is equal to KG square into A plus D square A. So if we can cancel A in two sides, so it will become KAB square is equal to KG square plus D square. KG square plus D square. This we can write a parallel axis theorem like this also. That is radius of gyration about any parallel axis, that is parallel to central axis, square is equal to radius of gyration square of central axis plus distance. Okay, this is a parallel axis. Okay. Based on this, based on this, we can find moment of inertia of some objects based on the first principles. First principles. So let us take a rectangle. So rectangle cross section. So AB is the base of this rectangle. The AB is the value of AB is B, and D is the height of this rectangle. D is the height of this rectangle, right? So the rectangle dimensions are D into D. To find moment of inertia of this rectangle, let us consider an element. An element. The thickness of the element is dy. Thickness of the element is dy. And length of the element is b. Length of the element is b. And it is located at a distance y from centroidal axis. The element is located at a distance y from centroidal axis. And as we know, for rectangle, the centroidal axis or the horizontal centroidal axis is located d by 2 distance from the top side and d by 2 distance from the bottom edge, top edge and bottom edge. Because the rectangle is symmetric about x-axis as well as y-axis. So the centroid of this is located d by 2 distance from this vertical side and b by 2 distance from the horizontal side. That we know very well. That we know very well. Right. Now the strip is located at y distance from horizontal centroidal axis, that is x-axis. Now Moment of inertia of the element about the x-axis is equal to distance square into element area. Distance is y, we saw in the previous diagram. So distance square into area. Then area of the element we can write. Area of the element we can write. Area of the element is thickness into length. Thickness is dy, length is d. So dA is equal to b into dy. D is equal to b into dy. Then moment of inertia of the element by substituting area y square b dy, y square b dy. Then total moment of inertia of the object or a rectangle about x-axis is integral of moment of inertia of the element about x-axis. So if you substitute and integrate, so y square into area. So here the limits are, here how we define the limits means, the integral domain means, please see here, the element strip can travel this 0 positions to d by 2 distance in positive side, because it is an origin here. G we taken as a x axis as horizontal axis and y axis is vertical axis. So from this 0 position to it can travel maximum of positive d by 2 distance. At the same time, the bottom also from the 0 position it can travel maximum of minus d by 2 distance. The integral domains are minus d by 2 to plus d by 2. The integral limits minus d by 2 to plus d by 2. That's what's up. So integration integral in the limits minus d by d2 plus d by 2. So ixx is equal to integral y square into d dy in the limits minus d by d2 plus d by. So if you make a integration and if you substitute the value,